Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Alright, Twitch, we are here with the second pre-seasonal invitational game at MSU West Plains. MSU West Plains Grizzlies are going to be the blue team.
Jack, my old friends, this is going to be delightful.
And the Riverhawks are going to be displayed by the red team here. We're going to be starting off the game spectating Rad on Reinhardt. Reinhardt is a tank that utilizes a large hammer and a shield. It's used to lead an assault with their team and take points, take objectives, and keep their team safe from enemy fire. We've got Blue on his main Genji. Right here, we've got Mr. Jimmy Buckets on Soldier 76, who is a hit scan DPS. Looks like the Riverhawks have pushed the Grizzlies back off of the first point. And now that this first point is unlocked, it looks like Riverhawks are going to be starting to get the capture on this. Royal doing her absolute best to keep Rad alive right here as a tank. Looks like the Grizzlies are coming in for an initial push right here, but Rad is taken down by the opposing Ramatra. And it looks like a team wipe from the Riverhawks right here as they defend point C.
I'll find my own path.
Looks like Thespian is choosing the Battle Mercy approach. Looks like the Grizzlies have come back together and are looking for another push right here, trying to take this point C back. Jimmy Buckets is switched from Soldier to Reaper, however, falls to the opposing Moira. You've got Blue going in his Genji right here. Already has his ultimate Dragon Blade ready. Deflects all of the opposing fire right there, saving himself from an imminent elimination. Looks like he's going for a flank around the side here, trying to get it on the side, using his ultimate Dragon Blade to go in there. Oh, but sadly falls to the opposing Reaper's ultimate. Alright, looks like Blue has switched over to Hanzo, another DPS character who utilizes a bow and arrow as well as recon darts to reveal the position of the opposing team. It looks like Rad has switched from Reinhardt to Alyssa. However, the opposing Ramatra uses his ultimate ability and chases down the rest of the Grizzlies, and another team wipe from Riverhawks right here.
Who will join me on the objective?
However, Blue has gone around them and flanked and started taking the point. However, the Riverhawks have gained knowledge of that and sadly takes down Blue. And the objective goes to Riverhawks, giving them a 1-0 lead.
Heroes never die.
Score 0-1.
We will have peace at any cost.
Watch your flanks. They might try something.
Hello.
Be uplifted.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
We are not defeated yet.
Behold my blade.
Alright, now the second objective is up, and it looks like Rad has switched over to Ramatra. Looks like he is copying the Riverhawks. Goes in a nemesis form, trying to punch out the opposing team as he's getting pocketed by Royal as Kariko. However, gets caught in the opposing Ramacha's pool. Looks like a duel here between both Ramachas of the Riverhawks and the Grizzlies. Ramacha from the Riverhawks is taken down. Jimmy Bucket to Symmetra picks up an elimination on the Moira, and Rad goes on to kill the opposing Ana and take away their Symmetra's teleportation device. Looks like the Grizzlies have already taken control of point B right here, and are going to be holding it against the Riverhawks. Already dealing some damage, Rad is right here against the Riverhawks. Blue has switched over to Pharah, which is the only flying character in the game right now who utilizes rockets to her advantage. Royalist Kiriko snags an elimination on the opposing Ana with her kunai right here. However, Jimmy Buckets does fall to the opposing McCree. I think Royal's doing a great job keeping the team alive right here. Uses her ultimate in order to increase the movement speed and fire rate of all of the Grizzlies' weapons. Looks like Rad is in here with his ultimate, trying to just take out as many as possible. However, he does fall to the opposing wave, but does get revived by Thespian right here, so Rad is now back in the fight. However, the Riverhawks are contesting this point B greatly. It looks like the Grizzlies fall and the Riverhawks have taken over the central point. Blue is attempting to knock the Riverhawks off of the map here in order to send them back into their spawn room. However, I believe they're aware of this as they're staying away from the edge of the map and placing down torp turrets instead. However, Blue does have his ultimate right here, so I do believe he'll be able to make a great play. However, he does fall to the Torbjorn's ultimate, a pool of magma. Jimmy Buckets uses his Symmetra teleportation pad in order to get Rad and himself onto the point right now, and was able to take it back from the Riverhawks, and the Grizzlies are now earning points once again. Looks like Rad has fallen, however the rest of the Grizzlies are still up and around. However, Jimmy Buckets does fall. Is now up to Blue, and the remaining Grizzlies. Blue uses his ultimate and takes out the opposing Cassidy, however he was taken down by the Torbjorn. And Thespian goes in for the revive as Mercy, however she was not quite able to get that off. It looks like the Grizzlies and the Riverhawks have pushed this game into overtime. If the Grizzlies are able to push the Riverhawks off of the point, they would be able to win this round. However, the Riverhawks do take the point back. And it looks like the Grizzlies are going to have to come back for another push in order to take this point away and secure the victory on this one. Grizzlies are now pushing in across the bridge in order to take the central point. They only have about 20 seconds in order to do this before the game is over and in the Riverhawks' favor. Rad does fall, and the revive by Thespian was almost completed, however she was taken down. Now, Jimmy Buckets is solo contesting this, doing his absolute best to stay alive. However, he was taken down and the Riverhawks have pushed it into a double overtime. All the Grizzlies need to do is capture this point and keep the Riverhawks away in order to win this game. However, the Riverhawks are picking up a lot of eliminations, and it doesn't look like the Grizzlies were able to make it to the point on time. So this round goes to the Riverhawks for a 1-0 lead.
Play of the game.
On Coliseum, and we're going to be on a push objective, and the entire idea of this game mode is to push a robot from the center of the map all the way to your opponent's spawn room. And in order to do that, you've got to continuously take down your opponents and stay right next to that robot in order to guide him all the way. Alright, it looks like we're going to be watching the Grizzlies on blue team once again, and the Riverhawks are going to be on red team as well.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocked in 30 seconds.
It looks like blue has switched over to Widowmaker, which I have seen him hit some of the most insane shots I think I've ever seen in this game. Is Widowmaker. He's able to pick off a lot of these smaller targets. It looks like the Riverhawks are also on Widowmaker. looks like Blue's trying to pick off some of the smaller heroes. However, he does get taken down by the opposing Widow. Rad is still trying to protect his team with his shield right here. Looks like he's gonna snag the elimination on the opposing Ramattra and push back the rest of the Riverhawks right here. However, he was slept by the Ana. But it looks like he was able to get back up imminently. However, he is exceptionally low right now, trying to dash back to his team, however, does not quite make it. Looks like Blue is trying to pick up a few more eliminations with his sniper rifle right here, tossing a poison mine. However, was taken out by the opposing Widow and revived by Thespian here. We've got Rad attempting to tank all of the damage from the Riverhawks right here, and it looks like the Riverhawks are still pushing that robot up to 30 meters already. The Grizzlies are going to have to take all of them out and push that robot all the way towards the enemy side of the map in order to gain some ground on them and take the lead for this match. Looks like Abe sadly fell to the Riverhawks, and Blue has switched back over to Genji, hopefully in order to deflect the shots from the opposing Widowmaker. Looks like the Grizzlies are just letting the Riverhawks continue to push this robot as Blue was taken down, and looks like Thespian has switched over to Lucio, which is an area of effect healer. Looks like the opposing Widowmaker is attempting to snag a few eliminations on the Grizzlies here. And the Riverhawk Ramattra has gone into his ultimate and is dealing a massive amount of damage, and Rad does fall to that. However, it is up to Blue to get out of there and retreat back. However, that Ramattra is still chasing them. However, Blue and Jimmy Buckets were taken down by the Junkrat's ultimate. Rad has switched over to Orisa once again. However, that Riverhawk's robot is closer and closer. Looks like the Grizzlies have taken control of it momentarily and are starting to push that robot back. Looks like the Riverhawks have kind of jumped off of it for the moment. Looks like the Riverhawks have come back in order to try to take that robot away from the Grizzlies. Good play by Rad there in order to push the opposing Ramattra back away from the rest of his team. However, sadly was taken down by the Ana. Looks like Blue is sitting at 1 health, waiting for some healing from his team in order to continue to push into the fight here. Looks like he's taking a lot of damage from the Riverhawks right here. However, his Dragon Blade is ready. Looks like he uses it right here in order to take out the opposing Ana. However, he does get punched by the Ramattra and was taken out. But Jimmy Buckets is using his ultimate as a practical aimbot in order to take out a couple of the Riverhawks right there. The opposing Ramattra is down, and it's allowing the Grizzlies to continue to move that robot back towards the center of the map and take control. However,
Sigma's going to be a big help with getting rid of that Ramattra and stunning him as well.
Absolutely. Rad has switched over to Sigma right here, and Sigma's probably best ability is a large rock that he throws at his enemies, and that rock does stun any enemy that it hits. And they're using that to counter the Riverhawk's Ramattra once he's in his pummel form in order to get him out of that form and make him weaker. However, Sigma does fall to the Ana. Looks like Blue has switched over to Sojourn in order to apply more fire from a longer range. It looks like the Grizzlies are waiting to regroup right here. Seems as if the Riverhawks are coming in for one more push right here at the end in order to secure their robot on the Grizzlies' side. perfect rock hit by Rad right there in order to stun the opposing Sojourn. It looks like his ultimate is ready and ready to wreak havoc on the Riverhawks right here. All in a group right here. However, he only gets the Junkrat, but he does take that Junkrat down. Looks like Abe is... Looks like Rad is solo surviving right here. However, he was taken down by the Ramatra, and that robot is secured on the Grizzlies side of the field, and the point goes to the Riverhawks, making the score 2-0.
Play of the game.
All right, so the third game is currently in the process of getting picked. It looks like the map is going to be King's Row. King's Row features a lot of different alleyways, a lot of different ways to flank opposing teams, and it is an exceptionally difficult map to maneuver at sometimes whenever you don't have a movement hero.
Now entering King's Row.
And the game is in the process of starting at this moment. So it looks like we are on a hybrid. So it is time for one team to capture a point from the opposing team. And once that point is captured, it will then unlock a payload that they have to escort to the opposing side of the map. And we're going to start with one team attacking, one team defending, and then it will switch after that round is over. Alright, so it looks like the Grizzlies are going to start off with defending this point from the Riverhawks. Rad is still on Reinhardt in order to tank a bunch of damage from the opposing team. Looks like Blue has switched over to Junkrat, which is a play I have not seen him do frequently. Junkrat utilizes grenades and shockwave bombs as well as a bear trap that you can see over there, which captures players and keeps them in one spot. Jimmy Buckets is going to be staying on Soldier 76. Thespian on Mercy and able to get some pocket heals, damage boosts, and a revive. Looks like Royal is going to be on Kiriko in order to stop an Ana sleep, stop a stun, and grant invincibility to one of her teammates. Blue goes ahead and snags an elimination on the opposing healer. However, it does look like the Riverhawks are also utilizing Junkrat, just like the Grizzlies are. However, it does look like the opposing Widowmaker is up on top of one of the skyscrapers there, and Blue was taken out, however, was revived by Thespian. Jimmy Buckets' Soldier was slept by the opposing Ana, and almost takes out the Junkrat right there with some exceptional aim. However, Blue does snag the elimination on that Widowmaker and is still providing fire. You've got Rad going in as Reinhardt. However, gets stunned by the opposing Orisa and is protecting Blue right here as he was low, using his shield to the best advantage. He snags an elimination on the Cassidy right there. Looks like the Grizzlies are doing an exceptional job at keeping the Riverhawks away. However, they have been pushed back to the initial point instead of at the gates where they'd like to keep the Riverhawks. Looks like the Orisa is contending and is using her ultimate in order to draw the Grizzlies in, and picks up 2 eliminations on both of the healers on the Grizzlies side. However, big stun, massive earth shatter by the Reinhardt as Rad. However, it looks like there was a team wipe from the Riverhawks here, and the Grizzlies have to regroup and come back in order to try to take that point back and away from the Riverhawks. But it looks like the Riverhawks have secured that point, and it is now up to them to move that payload across the map from the point and into the spawn room of the Grizzlies. Looks like the Grizzlies are still bunked up in this alley here. Blue getting some pocket healing from Thespian, tossing his explosive shockwaves into the air, watching for a flank, waiting for a flank by, I'm assuming, the opposing Widowmaker. However, that opposing Junkrat does pick up a triple elimination on the Grizzlies with his ultimate, and it looks like that is another team wipe by the Riverhawks. Grizzlies have got to regroup and bring this together in order to stop the payload from getting to the first checkpoint and allowing the Riverhawks to spawn even closer to them. Looks like Rad is absolutely going in as Reinhardt, blocking a lot of damage, being pocket healed by Thespian in order to stay alive, deal damage, and protect his team like the tank he is. Looks like the opposing Orisa is just running in and is still getting pocketed by her team. Blue and Jimmy Buckets taken out by the opposing Junkrat, and Thespian was taken out by the Junkrat as well. However, that Junkrat was just taken down by Royal as Kiriko here on the Grizzlies team. And it looks like the Orisa is being pushed back, and Rad was slapped by the Ana, and he was stunned momentarily. However, he is back, putting that shield up, dealing some damage with his hammer strikes. And all around is trying to stay alive here, getting back to his team in order for Jimmy Buckets to pick up an elimination on the McCree, and Blue to pick up another elimination on the Orisa. Now that their tank is down, this is really the Grizzlies' time to push in right here and keep this payload in place and stop the Riverhawks from gaining access to this and moving forward. However, the only bad news is that the Riverhawks have secured the checkpoint, so they are spawning even closer to the payload. Right, Blue does have his ultimate, and so does Rad. I am very excited to see how this hammer down is going to work right here. Looks like a lot of them are in one place at one time. There we go. Blue double kill with Rad picking up another one. Starting the triple right here. And Blue picks up another elimination as Junkrat going for the triple right there and making a team wipe against the Riverhawks. Some crazy camera movement there from Blue. He seems like he's a little bit hyped, and that is all good and well. And it looks like Jimmy Buckets now has his ultimate. However, Royal does use her ultimate right there, allowing the Kitsune to give him some strength. Oh, the Orisa and the McCree uses his ultimate to lock onto every single one of them. Rad was taken down by the McCree as well. And it looks like that was a team wipe by the Riverhawks right there. Gotta allow the Grizzlies a little bit of time to regroup and get back into position here. A perfect ultimate from Rad and from Jimmy Buckets right here would be a game changer. If Rad was able to stun a good 3/5 of their team, however, was taken down by the McCree, and it looks like round 1 goes to the Riverhawks, making this round a 1-0. The Grizzlies have to secure the point, and they have to take that payload all the way to the very end in order to tie this up and go into a final round. Looks like Rad is going to be starting off the game as Ramatra this time on the attacking team. Ramatra is a great play, and hey, I have that spray as well. Look at that. Blue is going to be switching to his main as Genji. Looks like Jimmy Buckets is going to be staying on Soldier. Thespian on Mercy as well. Looking at some peanut butter in a little refrigerator down there. Some nice looking peanut butter. We're going to switch back over to Royal over here. She's going to stay on Kiriko as well. Looks like Blue and Rad are the only two that decided to switch up their heroes this time.
Everyone know the plan.
Looks like Blue is taking the high ground initially, however he jumps back down. Must have seen the opposing Widowmaker trying to get some snapshots on the Grizzlies right here as they defend. Looks like the Riverhawks are going for a Torbjorn play, using his turret in order to get some free hits from behind, get some free damage. However, Jimmy Buckets does take that Torbjorn turret down, and it looks like the opposing Widowmaker just snagged a headshot on Blue right there, taking him down immediately, as Genji is a 200 health character. Blue is able to take down the Torbjorn, however, the Widowmaker does take down Rad. Looks like Blue is trying to go for a flank here. And Jimmy Buckets as Soldier running up to try to get some easy damage on the opposing Moira. Getting some height, getting ready to call out to Blue in order to push in and take their attention. Blue does just that, however, he was damaged quite a bit and was focused by the opposing Moira. But he is getting revived by Thespian, and Jimmy Buckets was able to take out that Moira. Looks like the Grizzlies are currently pushing the Riverhawks back and are getting some points, or getting some time on this capture point right here in order to progress into the next part of the LTM. Looks like the Riverhawk Sigma is absolutely tanking any bit of damage that the Grizzlies are trying to deal to him. And Jimmy Buckets was just taken out by the Widowmaker. However, Blue avenges Jimmy and is able to take that Widowmaker as well. Rad and Blue both picking up some kills on Torbjorn. Rad is in his ultimate right now, absolutely going ham on this other Sigma and takes him out as well. That's got to be a beautiful play of the game right there by Rad. Ramacha's ultimate is exceptionally good, however, it is only active whenever there are opponents that are near you inside of your little field. If there are no opponents that are anywhere close to you, that ultimate ability is only going to last around 3 seconds. Alright, looks like Blue is kind of scouting ahead for the Grizzlies right here, trying to pick up some damage, maybe even get a pick on the Riverhawks right here, doing some damage to the Torbjorn and getting pocketed by Thespian right here. Looks like Blue's Dragon Blade is ready. I'm super excited to see what he's going to do with this. As long as he is pocketed by Thespian right here as Mercy, he's going to be able to do a large amount of damage and be almost unkillable with his movement speed. However, the opposing Riverhawks Torbjorn was able to use his ultimate, make the floor lava right there. Blue and Thespian were taken out, as well as Royal. It looks like it is all up to Jimmy Buckets to try to stay alive. Smart play by Jimmy Buckets, pushing back closer to the Grizzlies spawn in order to regroup with his team and be able to come back and try to take this point one more time. Almost snagging an elimination on the opposing Reaper. This would be a perfect time for Jimmy Buckets to utilize his ultimate and absolutely fry anyone that is down there on the Riverhawk side. And he uses it. He's going to be going in with that ultimate, picking up an elimination on the Ana. However, he is getting rezzed by Thespian right here. Blue picking up an elimination on the Sigma. Jimmy Buckets taking down the Torbjorn right there, taking away the turret from the Riverhawk side. Looks like he's chasing down the Moira right there, but she does come back in order to take a little bit more damage with Rad coming in and doing his best to take her out, but she did fade away and is no longer in line of sight of the Grizzlies. However, Blue is chasing her down right now and does snag the Elim on the Moira, and he's deflecting some of these Widow shots right back at her. Looks like the Riverhawks have switched over to Bastion, which is a robotic character who utilizes a minigun, as you can see right there from Rad's point of view. Looks like Blue is in his ultimate, using his Dragon Blade to the best of his ability, picking up a double kill, maybe even a triple kill on the Sigma. However, his Dragon Blade does run out of energy a little bit too quickly in order to snag an elimination on the Sigma, but he is going in right here with his shurikens and his melee, as well as his dashes. Looks like the Moira was taken out by Jimmy Buckets. Looks like Blue is really focusing on trying to get the healers back here in the back line. However, this Reaper is dealing a lot of damage to the Grizzlies right here, but Jimmy Buckets does take him out after the Reaper does get a triple kill with his ultimate. Opposing Junkrat couldn't do too much right there against Blue and Jimmy Buckets' DPS together. Kiriko trying to rush up, do a little bit of damage. It looks like she needs to stick to some healing because she didn't do too much damage to the Grizzlies right there. However, the Riverhawks do switch to Winston, which is a largely picked competitive hero almost on every single competitive team if you watch the Overwatch League.
Redeploying.
Winston utilizes a Tesla coil and doesn't even need to aim really in order to deal some damage to the opposing team. Looks like Rad is about to go in with his ultimate right here. However, he goes into his Nemesis form in order to punch this Winston out. But the Winston does escape. Looks like Rad is absolutely tanking all of that Bastion's minigun ammo. Now this right here would be an absolute perfect time for Thespian to pocket Rad. However, she does not get the option. So Blue is getting pushed back by the Riverhawks right here. The Grizzlies only have 40 seconds in order to get to the point, take it, and escort it to the checkpoint in order to put some more time on their side of the field. But it looks like the Riverhawks are doing an exceptional job at keeping them back. It's down to 23 seconds for the Grizzlies to be able to come back and take this payload away from them. As long as they stay on the payload, they will be granted overtime. However, they do need to get to the payload first, as they're still quite a ways away from it. Looks like Rad is going into his ultimate, doing his absolute best to take down the Bastion in his ultimate form, but that Bastion does pick up a nasty quad kill on the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies do fall, and it looks like the Riverhawks are triumphant with a 3-0 victory. Good games.
Choose your fighter. King K. Rool. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
3, 2, 1, go!
King K. Rool!
go!